Today we will learn what are classes in object-oriented PHP and how to create objects or instances from a class. When it comes to object-oriented programming, classes are the core concept, and almost everything like objects, properties, methods, inheritance, encapsulation are based on classes. In simple terms, a class can be thought of as a blueprint or a template which contains associated variables and functions. These associated variables inside a class are called class properties, and associated functions inside the class are called class methods. One of the main advantages of creating classes is that we can organize these associated properties and methods together at one place. Classes can be considered as a special data type that has its own properties and methods. So we have seen what are classes. Now what are objects? We now know classes can be considered as special data types. Then it is possible we can create variables of these data types. These variables are called objects or instances of the class. Objects of same class have all the properties of that class, but the property value for each object can be different. Objects of class can also access methods of the class. I have opened the project folder inside VS Code editor. The folder contains two files, vehicle.php and index.php, and both files are empty at the moment. Let us start by creating a class inside vehicle.php file. So inside the PHP tags, we create a class using class keyword. Now type the name of the class. The class name should start with an underscore or a letter. After the first character, class name can contain underscore, letters or numbers. Spaces are not allowed in the class name. The convention is to start a class name with an uppercase letter. We will follow the convention and name our class as vehicle. After the name, put opening and closing braces, and we have created our first class. The class is empty right now. It doesn't have any associated variables and functions inside it. Still, we can create objects or instances from this class. In real-world projects, we will not be creating objects of a class in the same file where a class is defined. Typically, in projects, class files are included in another file where the object or instance of the class is required and class objects are created over there. Here we will include the class file vehicle.php inside index.php and create an instance of vehicle class inside index.php. Now suppose inside index.php we need to create an object of vehicle class. So at first we need to include the file that contains vehicle class. That means we have to include vehicle.php file inside index.php. We need to include the file that contains the class before instantiating object from the class. So at the top, include within single quotes or double quotes vehicle.php semicolon. Now we need to name the object or instance. So $new vehicle, this is the object or instance name, equals new, then the name of the class from which we want to create an object. So vehicle then parenthesis, semicolon. In this case, since we have not defined any class constructor function with parameters, we can omit the parenthesis if we want, like this. But the best practice is to put the parenthesis always. We will learn what are constructor functions in another video. Now we have created one instance of vehicle class. We can create as many instances as we want. So let us create one more instance, $vehicle1. This is the new instance, new vehicle, semicolon. Now let us var dump these two instances and see what they contain. So var dump $new vehicle dump vehicle1. Now save the files. If we open index.php inside the browser, you can see both objects of vehicle class are shown here. You can see both objects are empty right now. This is because we have not declared any properties or methods inside the vehicle class. In the next lesson, we will learn how to add properties and methods into our newly created class.